So the Gatorade State Players of the Year have finally been announced, and I want to take a look at each state's Player of the Year so we can just see how talented each player is representing their home state. So we're gonna break this up into a 5-part series because Lord knows I'm not about to watch 50 players highlights back to back. We're just not doing that. It's gonna be a 5-parter. Today we're gonna be covering the first 10 states in alphabetical order. So sit back, relax, leave the video a like, hit that subscribe button, and let's take a look at each state's #1 player according to Gatorade, as they were ranked as the Gatorade State Player of the Year. Let's hop into it. 3, 2, 1. Starting it off, we have a player that needs absolutely no introduction. This is 5-star recruit, the 2nd best player in Alabama, the 3rd best wide receiver in the country, and the 4th best player in the class of 2024, Ryan Williams. He is 6'1.5", 165 pounds, and this dude is special. He's going to Alabama, and he was the #1 player in the class of 2025, reclassified to 2024, and was still a top 5 player in the class. Like, that should let you know how talented of a player that he is. I mean, look at the change of direction. This kid is going to be elite for Alabama. I'm letting y'all know that right now. This is what I like to call a difference maker when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. Think of Devontae Smith, but a little bit bigger. Yeah, the way he gets separation is just effortless, and that's why he was ranked as Alabama's Gatorade State Player of the Year. Swoop, yo, get upfield, and we're gone. Bye-bye. Split all that. Too easy. Next up, we have the great state of Alaska, and this is 3-star athlete Aaron Hampton. He is 6'1" and 190 pounds. If you guys have ever wondered what high school football looked like in Alaska, they got some talent out there as well. He's gonna be playing his ball for the Cal Bears next season. So not only is he a great athlete, also he's pretty smart. If you guys don't know, to go to Cal Berkeley, you gotta be ridiculously smart, like Harvard, Stanford level smart. Yeah, no, Aaron Hampton, this kid's looking nice out here. Yeah, just bully him about the play. Let's go. So it looks like he's either gonna be playing some wide receiver or safety at the next level. That's kind of where he's ranked at as far as athletes go. But yeah, overall, I mean, 6'1", 190 pounds. Like, that's a great base to be able to play many different positions from. Go up and high point it, why don't ya? Yeah, this kid's big. You can tell this kid is a big football player. Sit him down. Yeah, talk your talk, Aaron. I see you. Oh, just go get a body. Go get a body. Yeah, thank you. Next up, we have Arizona's Gatorade Player of the Year. This is Navi Bruzan coming out of Liberty High School. He is a 2-star quarterback standing at 5'11" and 180 pounds. And he's a lefty. Okay, and let it fly. Okay, my guy, he can spin the ball a little bit. Stepping back, let that thing fly. There you go. Hey, Navi Bruzan coming out of Liberty High School. He is Arizona's Gatorade Player of the Year. Next up, we got the great state of Arkansas. This is 3-star quarterback Drake Lindsay with the cannon. Okay, hold on a second. He's throwing this from like the 12. So, all right, so we'll call that 38 yards to get to the 40 because you got, let's call that 7, 12. I'm just gonna go by 5 because my math's not that good. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. He pretty much did like 55 yards in air like it was nothing. Drake Lindsay, he is 6'5", 220 pounds. He is Arkansas's Gatorade Player of the Year. He's also gonna be a Minnesota Golden Gopher next season. This kid's got a cannon for an arm. Oh my gosh. 55 yards in air at the high school ranks, like while hitting a player in stride is not easy to do. Now, it would make sense that Alabama would have multiple recruits on this list. So this is the California Player of the Year as far according to Gatorade. This is Julian Sayin coming out of Carlsbad High School. He is 6'1", 195 pounds, and he is ranked as the #1 player in California and the 3rd best quarterback in the class of 2023 or 2024. This kid, he's really grown on me. When I first watched his highlight tape, I didn't really like a whole lot of what I saw. But when you talk about a quarterback that's gonna put the ball exactly where it needs to be, has above average arm strength, and then can just flat out spin the ball, Julian Sayin really gives you, he in my opinion, out of all the quarterbacks in this class, he has the highest floor, meaning that I think that at worst, he's gonna be a quality 2-year starter at the college level. Julian Sayin, to me, he's definitely grown on me a lot. I think he's going to be a great quarterback for the Alabama Crimson. Or actually, he's not going to Alabama anymore. I misspoke. He's actually going to Ohio State now, but I think he's going to be a great quarterback for the Buckeyes. But he was originally committed to Alabama. If you guys don't know, once Nick Saban retired, he ended up hitting the transfer portal, and now he's at Ohio State. But yeah, this is California's Gatorade Player of the Year, Julian Sayin out of Carlsbad High School. Next up, we have the great state of Colorado, and we have our first class of 2025 participant. This is 6'4.5". Oh my gosh. This is Austin. I mispronounce his last name every time. It's like Modrowski or something like that. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your last name. This throw is absolutely disgusting. Throws it into the corner of the end zone with velocity and throws a perfect dime in the back of the end zone. Nah, this kid's gonna be one of the best quarterback prospects in the class of 2025. I'm calling that right now. You do not throw a ball like that and you're not at least a 4-star quarterback. He definitely has to bring in his throwing mechanics because those throwing mechanics are wild. But overall, yeah, no, he suffers from the Tim Tebow. No, he suffers from the Tim Tebow where the ball comes down and then it flies out. That's something that he can definitely clean up. Again, he's a junior, so he has his whole senior year. You got to work on not letting that arm flip down and then let it go. You got to just keep all that up top. But overall, I mean, this kid's got an arm. He really just needs to clean up his throwing mechanics. Okay, but he's got some wheels. Okay, yo, he's got some actual wheels. Hold on a second. To me, this is the perfect quarterback that, hey, if you're a quarterback whisperer or if you're a guy that you could really know how to develop quarterbacks, this is a guy that you're going to want on your team because, yeah, he could very easily not pan out to be something because, I mean, his throwing mechanics are very wonky. But if you get it right, this kid could be a true game-changing quarterback for you. Next up, we have the great state of Connecticut's Gatorade Player of the Year, Ryan Puglisi. He's going to the University of Georgia. He is 6'3", 205 pounds. He's a 4-star quarterback, and he's the 10th best quarterback in the class of 2024. Again, another one of these players, when he committed to Georgia, I was like, who is this kid from Connecticut committing to Georgia? I didn't really like him. As I saw his senior year highlight tape, I could see what Georgia sees in him. He's a big, strong quarterback who gives you above average athleticism and has an above average arm. I really think that this kid, he can continue to develop. I can see him being in a Carson Beck position. I mean, look at this throw. Look at how low this ball stays, and he throws this on a line. I can see him pulling a Carson Beck. Obviously, Carson Beck was a 5-star quarterback coming out of high school, but I can see him, being a guy that, hey, I mean, look at the moves. He's a guy that he can go out there and be, hey, spend a year or two behind a more polished quarterback, and then really develop his game, and then turn himself into Georgia's next superstar quarterback. But yeah, this is Ryan Puglisi. He's Connecticut's Gatorade Player of the Year. Next up, this is Delaware's Gatorade Player of the Year. This is 5'9", 175-pound running back BJ Allen. Delaware, I feel like that's one of the states that we always forget is actually in the United States. But this kid, he's running strong out here. But he is an unranked running back coming out of high school. So hey, we got to show this guy some love. He's a Gatorade State Player of the Year. We gotta see. Anyway, he sent his team to the state championships. Like we got to show this guy some love. Get a dip in. I mean, he's definitely he's a strong runner. I just think at that size, he needs to get a little bit more explosiveness. But overall, I mean, I could definitely see him dominating at the Delaware level. Ankles, yup. Way to stay low. Next up, we have the District of Columbia's Player of the Year. This is Dejon Riggs coming out of St. John's High School. He is a 3-star running back who is committed to the University of Oregon. He is 6 foot, 202 pounds, and as you can see, he runs hard. This kid, he runs hard for sure. Dejon Riggs coming representing the District of Columbia. All right, DC area. If you guys didn't know, DC, the DMV area, has actually some ridiculously good high school football. Yeah, this kid looks like when he gets a full head of steam, oh, ankles, yup. Yo, spin over that, hey, let's go. Yo, this kid's cool. This guy's nice. I see you out here. Hey, Dejon Riggs, remember the name. All my Duck fans, this could be a sleeper running back that turns himself into something special for y'all. There it is, explosive runs. And last but certainly not least, this is the Florida State Player of the Year, Gatorade Player of the Year, Carter Smith coming out of Bishop Verrett High School. I'm actually surprised that this wasn't one of the other many top-rated players coming out of the state of Florida, but hey, my guy Carter Smith, he got the nod. 6'3", 180 pounds, and he is a Michigan Wolverine commit, ranked as the 9th best quarterback in the country. Ooh, sit him down. Hey, this kid, I've seen his highlight tape before. He's a very solid quarterback. He's not really lacking in any one area. There's just not a area that I see him really excelling at. But overall, I think this kid is extremely talented, and I'm excited to see what Michigan can do to develop him. As you can see, he can run around, and on the run, he definitely still has a very strong arm. But yeah, I thought this would have been a guy like Jeremiah Smith or maybe even Jeremiah. I thought Jeremiah Smith was a lock for this vote. So those are the first 10 states that we have taken a look at and all of their Gatorade State Player of the Years. This year, like I said, I've said this in many videos before, the 2024 and 2025 classes, as far as the talent level that comes out of these classes, I think is going to be the deepest that we have seen coming out of high school in a very long time, especially that 2025 class. But hey, you just got to wait to see from whenever we start covering more 2025 players. But out of these Gatorade State Players of the Year, there's so much talent. Like, I cannot wait to go through every single state's Player of the Year, because a guy like Aaron Hampton coming out of Alaska seriously shocked me. Like, that kid is a serious talent out here. So I want to hear from y'all. Comment down below what state you are representing, and hopefully we'll be hitting that in our next video. Again, this is gonna be a 5-part series. We're gonna do 10 states in each part. So if we didn't cover your state, don't worry, we're gonna get you in another part. Leave this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and turn your notifications. I love and appreciate each and every single last one of y'all. And if nobody has told you this today, I love and appreciate you, and I'm so thankful that you are here another day on this earth. Know that if you're ever feeling alone, or if you ever feel like, you know, kind of like an outcast, or, you know, maybe you just have a hard time fitting in with people, know that you are never alone, and that you always have Jesus Christ right there with you. Just all he wants to do is just show you how much that he loves you. And if you ever feel bad, like, oh, I've done this and I've done that, that's the beauty of being able to talk to Jesus. He's already forgiven you. He already knows what you've done, and he's already forgiven you, and he's already accepted you. Always remember that. Love and appreciate all y'all, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.